Hi, my name's Kate Borland and I'm running as an independent in the forthcoming federal election. Now, we're not quite sure when that is yet, but it's supposed to be around September. And I'm running solely as an independent with one issue. And the one issue is public housing and what is happening to it and why we need to preserve and save the beautiful public asset that already exists in Melbourne and across Australia. Presently we're seeing a switch by the government, the handover and the privatisation of public housing. I'm a public housing tenant, and through public housing I've been able to raise my children as a single mother and finish a university degree, and then to fulfil my role as a community member working in the drug and alcohol sector, trying to empower young people and old people in taking advantage of their life and making sure that they are happy. Now, the only way that we can see this happen, and the only way that it's happened for myself, is because I do not have the finance. I've seen a situation where the government's actually quite interested in putting constraints on tenure of long-term tenancies and tenure of tenancies, then it is a real worry, because we're seeing that you might have lived there for 30 years. If you've lived in a public housing property for 30 years, you have actually paid the equivalent of a mortgage and paid that property off. We're now seeing that the government's saying, okay, so you've lived there for 30 years, you have 3 bedrooms, your children have moved up and they've grown up and moved out of that home. It's now time for you to move and downsize. We're looking at seeing a bedroom tax being introduced, which means that you'll be paying anywhere between $20 and $30 a week extra for each bedroom that you have above however many people are living there. We're also seeing the handover of public housing, the transfer to social and community organisations. Community and organisations might be what's called not-for-profit organisations, NGO, non-government organisations. These organisations actually cherry-pick the tenants that move into their homes. The social and community housing really is housing that chooses people on low incomes, so you must be working before you're even looked at getting a property. Yes, there are places that cater for people that are homeless, but they're not the social and the community homes that we're seeing that the government is representing as the new public housing. The new public housing is housing that has been handed over to these organisations for free. So if we look at a property in Carlton, they pulled down a number of existing units. They were old, they were decrepit. That land was then given to a NGO. They then built a new block of apartments, which becomes what was called the salt and pepper mix. So salt and pepper basically means public and private. Public and private partnership is when we are supposed to see a benefit to private tenants and a benefit to public tenants. Now, what we're being told is public tenants should want to live next door to private tenants because maybe some of their good fortune will rub off on the public tenants. Now, the public tenants are doing quite well on their own. They do not need to have their shoulders rubbed up against, someone that's got a job, that's been afforded a better opportunity in life. They usually are struggling and making do and best.